and or can we vote in a different way?
So you can call a special meeting. It would have to be noticed up, like this meeting is, and we would be able to vote at that meeting. But that's the only way
Okay.
to be able to vote. There needs to be a quorum, and it has to have been noticed up, and the public, have gotten notice of the meeting.
And that's posting it on the website, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and how far in advance of the special meeting would we have to post it?
24 hours.
Oh, great. Okay, that's easy.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. I think the recording has started. I think I saw that.
Yes. You're ready to go?
All right, so I'll call this meeting to order at 5:06. Roll call. Commissioner Azra. No. Commissioner Karen.
Present.
I keep forgetting I'm on video. I'm getting recorded, so let me act a little bit more professional. Okay, all right. Commissioner Caroline. Not here. Dwayne James is here. Commissioner Cindy Johnson. No. Commissioner Susan. Nope. Commissioner Elkin. Nope. Commissioner Linda Robinson.
Here.
All right. Commissioner Michael. I know you're here.
Present.
All right. Wonderful. Commissioner Shar. Nope. And Commissioner Dr. Monica.
Here.
Right. So a quorum is not currently present, but we will continue on with the agenda items. Next item on the agenda is approval of meeting minutes. We cannot approve those meeting minutes, so we will skip that and move to item number 3, the communications that we got the letter from the county executive about the Human Relations Commission looking at the domestic partner registry. This is based on the conversations that we've had in the last couple of meetings to see what we can do on this important matter. So, Michael, I'm not sure if you want to just brief us on the previous conversations, because just making sure that we're all grounded, but then we can have more conversations in this regard as well. And I know, Karen, you also have some thoughts as well. So,
And Cindy's here. We might have a quorum.
Oh,
Cindy.
Cindy, your audio is off. There we go.
Good evening. Sorry, I'm late.
You're good.
Well, we're glad you're here.
yes. So Commissioner Cindy Johnson has joined us. And so at this point, we do have a quorum. And so now we can go back and actually approve the meeting minutes from May 14th, 2025. Can I get a motion?
I'll move to approve.
A second?
Second.
All right. Any conversations, discussions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Meeting minutes have been approved. The meeting minutes from May 14th have been approved. So thank you for that. Moving on to the domestic partner registry. Starting conversations and discussions based off the letter that we received from Dr. Sam Page, asking us to look into that registry. So, Michael, I know that this is a thing that you brought up to the commission, so I just wanted to give you some space for conversation as well.
Thank you. Really, the bottom line for me personally, as well as a lot of other people in the county, the state, the country, are very concerned about the current administration and the current makeup of the Supreme Court overturning marriage equality. Who would have thought we would be fighting, or that Roe would have been overturned? To me, my partner and I, we are not married. We've been together 17 years, but we are not married. And we live in the same home. We don't have protections. And it's very concerning for myself as I've already said, for a lot of people. Dr. Page thankfully feels it's important for St. Louis County to have this in place. And that's really the bottom line. There's a lot of legalities. Dwayne and I had a rather spirited call some time ago about the importance of this, but also following the procedural, the right way to do it. I don't know what that is. Okay. I just know what the end result, I know what the end result is. The details, I believe, are for Noah as well as all the other lawyers that probably have to look at this. So,
But I will also just mention that Michael did some research in contacting other municipalities and other entities as well, just to see exactly what does this look like for bringing this to this state as well. So I just wanted to make sure that we had the conversation, but I just wanted to make sure on the record that everyone also knows that Michael did do that work.
thank you.
All right, Commissioner. Yes. And so go ahead, Karen.
I would add in, so I sent some stuff to Michael and Dwayne today. So Kansas City and St. Louis City already recognize domestic partnerships. And interestingly enough, and perhaps as an aspect of nonpartisan politics, we're talking domestic partnerships for people of all types, right? So that we're talking about a broad positive impact here for the LGBTQ community and beyond it. And the criteria are pretty straightforward. I looked at, I think what we already did, frankly, and maybe it wasn't the May meeting, maybe it was July, that we actually took a vote and basically whoever was on the call at that time supported it. I mean, moving forward, which is why we mentioned something to the county executive and now he's coming back to us. But I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel. And I think that we could follow the city. We could literally have whoever it would be within, let's say, the recorder of deeds. I mean, initially it sounds like at the city level, and in Kansas City too, people go to register domestic partnerships with the city clerk. There's a form. They have the criteria that they check the boxes, which in Kansas City are pretty straightforward. Are not related by blood, are at least 18 years old, have lived together for a year, intend to live together permanently, are not married legally, are responsible for their partner's welfare, are each other's only domestic partner, and had the legal capacity at the time to consent to a domestic partnership. So if a form literally had those things, you check the box, you fill it out, you get your signature notarized or whatever, and you pay your Kansas City's fee is $50. It sounds like the city's is a lot less than that, but maybe we pick a middle ground and call it 25 or 30 to cover administrative costs, and it gets registered through the recorder's office, and boom, there you are. It seems to me that it would not be difficult for the county to have somebody in the IT space create that form, put it on the recorder's website, and then lift up that people have the ability to do this. My question that I think Michael raised when we last talked, which I suppose is for Noah's research, is does doing something at the county through domestic partnerships bind, or is relevant, or whatever the legal word is, applicable to the municipalities within the county? I don't know the answer to that. And the question is whether or not the municipalities have to do their own domestic partnership registry. But it seems like this is a very local ordinance kind of thing. So it might be good for them to do it as a matter of protecting the legality of a domestic partnership. St. Louis County already notes domestic partnership in a bunch of different spaces in the county charter, certainly with regard to employee benefits that are available for family leave, for parental leave, and for a variety of other legal bits and pieces. That language is already in the charter, so that wouldn't be new. And again, I think this could be pitched very much as a nonpartisan to lift up people, but in addition, to support the LGBTQ community. If in fact the prevention in response to Supreme Court, emergency opinions that come up with no justification because they get hidden by the shadow docket. Nobody knows what their opinion is, but they set the law anyway. So I think it's a both and I think, I don't know what we need to provide the counselor's office in order to move forward, but I would put a motion on the table to do that.
well, and it's also as we're saying, Karen, it's very proactive. It's the responsible thing to do. And, you know, I don't know if there would be backlash or not. I frankly don't care. But it's the responsible thing to do.
So I completely agree with the both of you, and I think that it is something that we need to move forward with. I just want to make sure that we do all of our due diligence on our end to ensure that we're answering all the questions, so it's not something that is just done and it's just a piece of paper, or it's just a policy that's not really being processed or followed. And so I think the question of what does it look like for municipalities to adopt it? Is there educational material that needs to go with this to ensure that municipalities know that it is something that's best for all residents? It is not something that is, you know, personal or political or et cetera, et cetera. What does it look like to ensure that as this registry is acknowledged and respected, that other entities, banks, et cetera, whoever needs to understand this and recognize this also has the material. So it's not saying that you're registering by the county, but then no one actually acknowledges it. Because I think what we're trying to do is to ensure that it is acknowledged, it is respected, it is basically followed by entities. So that's the only questions. I just don't want to send it on up the chain and something happens and then it's just like it's not meeting the intended purpose that we are actually trying to intend.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a very short story. A friend of mine lives in St. Louis County, works for a major bank, a nationwide bank, that he and his partner have been together a similar amount of time. They had, and the partner provides the health insurance because of the domestic partner registry within that corporation. Long story short, they had to recently prove again that they were domestic partners. And that is not about the corporation so much as pressure from Washington, D.C. So it's, quite frankly, horrifying to me.
Well, I mean, yes, but there are legal parameters. So if in fact people do register and get a certificate of domestic partnership that is issued by St. Louis County, that should be a legit document that should stand.
Absolutely.
You know, I think we can't avoid what's happening in some cases in the world where the politics are in fact causing people a lot of harm. It seems to me, and again, it's high level research, but the majority of the country is still supporting same-sex marriage, whether it's a domestic partnership or not. The majority of the country is still in that place across all political lines. So.
And I just one thing. It's really marriage. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I was going to say marriage equality. It's not marriage.
It is a legal partnership. It is a
Correct.
legally recognized registered domestic partnership. It is not a marriage.
Correct.
And in
Correct.
fact, you have some people who, for all variety of reasons, want to have the legal protections that are provided to people within a domestic partnership, but they don't want to get married. That's
Right.
a whole other. I mean, people are going to make choices like that.
Dwayne, we can't hear you. I'm not sure.
Thank you. Yep, I put myself on mute and then I didn't take myself off of mute. Other commissioners, I just wanted to make sure that we provide space if you all wanted to share any thoughts, conversations, or discussions as well as we go. Dr. Stewart?
So I checked in UCity. I checked with Dwayne, and he's because in the letter it said that UCity had something like that, but he said he doesn't know anything about it. So I wonder where it is, if we have any type of registry.
There is a registry in UCity. I'm actually good friends with the mayor.
Okay, good. So
Yeah,
okay.
there is.
So the councilman doesn't know. Mm.
Well, right. As well as Clayton. Clayton has
Yeah.
the same thing.
Okay.
So I think it's probably a Google search.
All righty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And I also think that that's why since we're doing this for our residents, I just think that that's why it would be important for there to be some type of educational material to
Right.
go along with this to ensure that our residents know that this is an option for
Exactly.
them as well. So I'm
Mhm.
sorry, Linda, I think I cut you off. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say that, like, how do we move forward that to get the other municipality involved, or what does that look like? Is this St. Louis County started, and then we just bring it to our council person when we have our city council meetings in the municipalities? Because I think it's good that we all fall underneath the umbrella and get this started, or start having conversations about it. Because I live in Maplewood and the LGBTQ population is big, and I know our city council are really big of supporting those citizens.
Well, depending on the municipality, yeah.
Well, and
And
do we know if Promo or one of the other agencies that's been supportive of marriage equality, apart from domestic partnerships, if they could be an ally with us in figuring out how to effectively do grassroots? Because that's one of the things they've done in the past, knowing that they weren't going to get statewide support. They actually literally went from municipality to municipality in order to affect some change on policy in past years. So they might be a really good partner to have in this.
I agree.
yeah, I agree. I think our other human relations, human rights commissions in the other municipalities, tapping into them. Do we still have an LGBTQ plus IA task force as well in the St. Louis County level? I haven't.
Yes, we do. Yes, we
Okay.
do. Yeah,
Okay.
it's ran by
I thought
Doug
so. I just
Moore,
wanted to make
Kyle, and
sure.
myself, and they meet once a month, and I can invite you to the meeting or anyone to the meeting.
Yeah, I think bringing them into this space as well, just making sure that we're collaborative and in that nature will be great as well. And I think, Linda, to your point, I think the one thing that I would love to get clarification on is what Karen mentioned. If this happens at the county level, it will be great for the municipalities to also adopt something, but is it more of they have to adopt something to make sure that it's legal in that regard, or if it's just something that helps with their protections? Because I know some municipalities, you have to be married or domestic partners to basically get occupancy permits.
Mm.
Hopefully that has changed in some municipalities, but I think that, having that right and that clarification will be great as well. And if they do accept the St. Louis County, they should. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just thinking through all the avenues of things. So, yeah. Any other conversations, discussions? I guess my understanding, I think Karen mentioned this and Mike mentioned this, Michael mentioned this as well. What's the next step? I mean, sounds like the county executive asked us to look into it. Do we then basically work with someone, staff level to make sure everything is fine-toothed, or do we send something up to the county executive with this type of summary of conversations and discussions, and then it moves forward? I just need help on understanding what the next step is.
Kenny or Noah, are you have thoughts?
Oh,
Well,
go ahead. No, sorry.
Karen, I'll just stick to the legal part of it. Karen, you mentioned maybe wanting to get an answer about the, whether this would be binding on the municipalities if St. Louis County adopted it. If you would like me to look into that and give you a memo, I'm happy to do that. We just need a motion.
Okay.
And I will, do the research and give you guys a memo on that.
I would make that motion to understand the legal relationship between the county and the municipalities if in fact we are successful in getting the county to adopt this, so that we can streamline advocacy and know steps going forward.
And I second that motion.
Okay. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of that motion, say aye.
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 Any noes? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Next question is, once that comes back, I mean, can we do a dual, like, can this continue to move forward as far as legislation and writing is concerned while we are also finding that information out? Noah, Kenny, I don't want us to wait on that and then other things can still be going on as well.
A dual as far as like with working with me, my office, what we're working on, or a dual as far as inside this, can you make legislation go forward while you're doing the investigation? Can you clarify for me?
I want things to continue to move forward. So legislation, policy, movement up to,
Okay.
I should say I'm thinking that as a commission, this is what we're wanting to do, is for this to continue to move forward. So what is the next step? Is that asking you to look into that policy, going back to Dr. Page and asking him to direct you to do it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% positive of the clarification of the will of Dr. Page for this, but I would say if y'all want to send a note saying, are we supposed to produce a document and stuff clarifying and asking for that clarification, not only can we carry that note, but maybe just a little clarification might be needed here. I know that Dr. Page has said that he wants this organization to concentrate on that. And I'll be talking in a second about the equity plan and where that might be shifting to. So this is where his full kind of priority is for this organization.
I can't imagine that this goes forward. This could go forward without a vote on the council. I don't know how it goes forward without a vote on the council.
Actually, I believe that it can be an executive
An
order.
executive order? Okay, so then the idea would be somebody in the counselor's office would need to draft an executive order in sync with, whatever else. And then on top of that, there'd have to be a timetable for, the internal infrastructure, IT to create the form, put it up on the recorder's site, add in the piece about fees, and then the actual infrastructure needs to be in place. And then there needs to be press about it. So there needs to be communications about it. So all of that needs to be on a reasonable timetable.
Yeah. So my question is, Kenny, is that you doing it, or do we go back to Sam Page? I'm sorry, I should say that. Do we go back to the county executive to basically see who that is?
I think you have to go back to see what it is, because I haven't been told I'm to do that. Okay. So yeah, I think it may end up being me. I just haven't been told yet.
Dwayne,
Okay, so,
I think if Alan is actually out on paternity leave, he just had his first baby, I think.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not 100% sure if she actually delivered yet. But what I would do if I got some kind of document from you is I would go to Kyle, and Kyle would go to Beth, or Kenny can go to Beth.
Yeah.
So that would be my route for our side.
Yeah, and Beth will assign who's going to be the liaison for it.
Okay. So Noah, I'm gonna ask you this question. Do I need some type of motion from the commission to basically do that work, or based off of this conversation and based off of the directive of the county executive, I can move forward with that without an official motion?
I think there should be an official motion
Okay.
because that's how this commission acts, is
Okay.
through motions.
All right. Can y'all just give me a motion to make me do some work? I mean, go ahead. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Dwayne, I propose or I motion that you do work too.
I second the motion. Dr. Stewart second the motion.
That's funny.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
But does that cover it? No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be glib because it's a serious.
Can we? I would appreciate if we specified a little bit more.
Yes.
And
Okay.
maybe fine tune the motion.
I move
Motion
that.
for me. Go ahead, Mike. Michael, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I move that Dwayne look into what needs to be done to move the domestic partnership issue forward so that Dr. Page can then act on it, or the city or the county council. Does that cover it?
Does it need to add something like working on behalf of the commission to?
And working on behalf of the commission.
Yeah.
I second.
All right. Noah, you're fine. Is that good?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no abstentions. Or any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Great work. Great work. I love it. I love it. Conversation, discussion, movement. I love it. All right. Hopefully you all can't hear my dog barking in the background.
All good.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, and then I will go on mute, is the equity plan. I'll turn it over to the acting director, diversity, equity, and inclusion, Mr. Murdoch.
All right, thanks, Dwayne. And my dog might start barking also. I have interesting news because things are being changed. We're going to drop the equity plan kind of out of my office, and all equity is going to be built out of the 2050 plan because that's already kind of past county council, and we can have different input there. If I was going to put forward the plan, it had to go through county council. So you don't have to take any action towards the equity plan, but any equity building you want to do could be submitting letters to planning department, talking about what we talked about and different issues that we brought up over time that you would want to make sure, and that would be all hosted in the 2050 plan that is kind of way further ahead on getting through the process than the equity plan is. So that's pretty much all I have for it, but I'll entertain any questions.
All good.
I think the one question, I know we talked a little bit, was the work that was done previously, how or if that was incorporated into the 2050 equity plan. So that didn't go.
Oh, I would say planning department did more because they looked at our old videos. They took some of my notes. They did some other community stakeholders, and they really built equity in different spaces in the plan. But I would really want to have the directors of planning come to this meeting. I know they couldn't make it last time it was supposed to come, and I didn't talk to them just before this time, but we can still get them into this meeting, and they can show all the different places in the 2050 plan that they built in equity and why it's called the Equitable and Sustainable Plan for St. Louis County. That's actually part of the co-title of it. So they did a lot more research through the whole planning department than we did, but they did take our previous videos and things like that into account and watch those.
And so that's not public yet, right? Or is it public?
The 2050 plan part, yeah, it is public. And
But the equity pieces are not.
The 2050 equitable and sustainable plan for St. Louis County, you can go right on our website and it's already posted up there. And it has the buckets and how you're building equity in different places.
Okay.
The whole way the plan is organized was organized more through planning, but they did take some of our information, some of the things we had worked on, and they put them in there. And you can see them in different spots, but it's best to have planning walk you through their website, which I have do. But if you want to just call me, I could just click on the website with you and show you some things too.
Okay.
Thank you. I know that they weren't able to come to this meeting, but I would love for them to come to a future meeting, the planning department, just to talk through that. Also, just see exactly what does it look like for this commission to support, help, and do that work as well. So that would be great. I haven't read the equity. Not the equity plan, the 2050 plan. Yeah, the 2050 plan. So I just need to go through there and read that as well.
Dwayne, I want to mention that I believe Carolyn is on. Carolyn, if you can hear us or speak. Oh, maybe. Also, the planning department is happy to join any meeting that just let me know and I'll send it to them. It just so happens they're in a conference, so.
Appreciate that. Yep. So any additional questions I guess, and I would just be interested how we continue to work with your your department, Kenny, see how that actually works and everything like that too.
Oh, my department's definitely open to keep working with y'all in
Okay.
any phases, and I don't think right now our county is filled with certain challenges, especially with certain things that happened to the county council last night and things like that. So I think there's plenty of space for us to continue working together.
Yeah, let's just continue to have the conversation to see exactly what does that continue to look like as well. So I appreciate it. Any additional questions for Kenny, Mr. Murdoch? All right. Hearing none, there is no additional new business. The next thing is just to ensure November 12th at 5 p.m. November 12th at 5 p.m. is our next meeting. Please put that on your calendars. Let us know if that does not work to ensure that we can reschedule, because it sounds like we're also, not sounds like, we are also trying to get the planning department representatives to come to that meeting. So it'll be good to ensure that we have that date secured and on our calendars. So we also have a quorum in that meeting as well. We will let you know through our conversations and discussions if there needs to be any special meeting to move the domestic partner registry forward. I'll be in contact with Izzy to send any information out as well. Anything else for the good of the group? If not, I will get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, sounds good. Be well, take care, and we will talk very, very soon. Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Have a good
y'all.
one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.